My name is Logan South.
My name is Daley Catherine.
I'm the King of the Vampire Court of Austin.
And I am the Queen of the Vampire Court of Austin.
This is Royal Blood. We hope to take you on a journey into our lives and to show you every part of the vampire community here in Austin, Texas and abroad. Every day in our lives is an adventure. Every day in our lives is something new, something exciting, and something that most people wouldn't believe. We want to show you every part of it. We want to take you deep into the vampire subculture, into the vampire communities of Austin, Texas, New Orleans, and all across the world.
We also want to educate the public on what real vampires are, what the vampire community is about. There's a lot of misconception, from the media and things like that we hope to correct in the public eye, and do a lot of educational, seminars as well for Royal Blood, and answer some of your questions you may have. I feel like we have a lot of people out there that are very interested in, what makes a vampire, and we would love to answer those questions for you.
See things from our perspective and enjoy Royal Blood.
Did you get the last one? Okay.
Just like today?
No.
That's the one I couldn't find.
Yeah. And who do you have picking up the flowers? Because I canceled for it. Not much.
Can we start talking about the video?
Yeah, I was like, I can't get this to work! And it's really important! But yeah, Christian said he emailed Adam all of them. He got one of those I'm out of the office emails back. It started out super chill, and I was just writing, my letter to Logan, and people were showing up, one at a time, and we were drinking champagne and waiting for hair and makeup to get there. But as the time went by and we started running out of time, it became very hectic, and it became, okay, these are the things that we need to do and that we want to do, and this is the time frame that we have, which is not much at all. So it was a whole lot of running around, and hurry up, and trying to rush the makeup artists, and trying to get everybody in the limos, because the limos were arriving and we weren't ready to go, and just the usual wedding day stuff, the usual just please let us get there on time.
Like I have.
I'm gonna look at your room.
There's a lot of rooms, have fun.
You just call me and I'll be here.
Okay.
Oh, it's gonna be gorgeous.
Make it gorgeous. Go make it gorgeous.
I'm gonna go make it gorgeous. I don't know if you heard, but what you don't use, we're tossing. Literally, so I need all the roses.
Throwing them? People? Okay.
Yes.
I was like, not like throwing away, but
No,
throwing
no,
them at
no.
people. Okay. Freak me out. Did I want something?
Did you want braids in the? Yeah, I do. But I have really familiar. No, I did it because a friend that yeah. I was listening to my NCR. Yes. And then everyone's been doing
I bought the
We got 5 more minutes. So we were
That's so ridiculous.
because we just kind of mind about each other.
How long has it even been?
I mean, you went to New Orleans, but that was really
Oh,
but then I'm like, okay, it's almost midnight. He goes, you're gonna have to close the door because I can't bear it too. I was like, I'm gonna have to figure my shit out once I'm there, because I was in here just all over my shit.
we are gonna do this.
Right.
We did this. There are roses in your hair.
Look at your fucking makeup. Oh my god.
Yeah, food for a little bit. Yeah.
Hey!
Yeah.
And all it said was, breathe.
Yep.
It is.
Oh, sweet.
Deadpool. Deadpool. Thank you.
Yeah, that'd be a hot. Well, just go sit down and eat.
I'm getting a lap dance while I get my hair done. It's a good day for
Okay,
me.
move. I need this plugged back in.
Yeah, I'll plug it.
Really? Oh my god. Amazing.
You look so pretty.
Thank you, thank you.
I love that you're here.
Does someone know if there's someone in the bathroom? I don't know.
Yeah, Ilona's in there.
Thanks. Hold this, please. Thank you. There you go. Hold on. Okay, I need you to turn this way.
So I feel like it was gonna start for you. Okay. I'm thinking about setting your
Everything was pretty easy going in my room, but I'm an easygoing guy. I'm fairly stress free at most times. Even like as Daley would say, even as the world is collapsing around me and you know the apocalypse is forming, I'm just sitting there with a drink going, it's all right. It'll be better tomorrow.
We'll make it. We'll work it out.
Tornado's not going to stay forever.
I don't know. I did hear you say like tell Jared to like make sure everybody has everything and.
No, that was just me just generally
Yeah.
saying, hey, Jay, get on this, make sure everybody's got everything. You're the best man. I trust you. Take care of shit. And so that's all that was. But I mean, other than that, we just spent our time drinking and hanging out and smoking cigars and, you know, having a cigarette here or there or whatever and, you know, eating a burger.
Hey, Logan, get your damn key.
I'm gonna.
Yeah, I got my room key now, I swear. And that's Dorian Gray. So I walk in, I come in, Dorian Gray. Walk in, have a couple of drinks.
I'm a contradiction of myself. I am both a completely modern, forward-thinking, liberal type of person, but also a complete throwback to 1950s, 60s nostalgia when it comes to, you know, guys smoking cigars and drinking scotch, and you know, I just wanted that kind of, you know, old school moment, you know, and you know, just to kind of just share a nice smoke, some hand-rolled cigars made specially for us. And you know, I've tried a bunch of times to quit smoking. I'm now doing better than I ever have, which isn't always great, but I have. But the first thing I ever smoked was actually a cigar. It was actually a Cuban cigar that a friend of mine stole from his father, and like pulled it out of his humidor, and his dad was real pissed when he found out. But we got it and we smoked it, and it was great. It was the most perfect thing in the world. So I started smoking cigars, and that was when I was like 15, and so I
Terrible person.
Yeah, so I continued on after that, and you know, started smoking cigarettes. This, that, or the other. But I you know, I always loved cigars. Like that's always my like super vice. Like, you know, if I'm gonna have just like a really good smoke, it's gonna be a cigar. I'm gonna sip on some whiskey and, you know, or some scotch particularly. And so
His room was whiskey and cigars. My room was fruit and champagne.
Yep. Yep, that's exactly what it was. And so I wanted that moment with the guys to just kind of have a, you know, a bro moment. And you know, so we did that. And my friends, they always call me the vampire Barney Stinson, because I'm always in the mood for suiting up and getting a good cigar and, you know, finding some pretty ladies, and you know.
I really liked seeing the footage and the photos from you guys doing that, because like my dad was there and
Yeah.
my brother was there and his dad was there, and they were smoking the cigars together. And like my dad and my brother don't smoke cigars, but they did for this
For me.
occasion, and so it was really cool just seeing everybody like, you know, just talking and joking around and having a good time. You know, getting to see that in the video footage and the photos. It was really cool for me to see. So it's a good idea.
Yeah, it was fun. I enjoyed it, and you know, it was. I enjoyed having all my groomsmen there and having my family members there and everything, and
It's good bonding.
it was very good bonding, and it was personally important to me for a couple of different reasons, because we actually have a couple of our friends, a couple of my groomsmen, who are trans people, and both of our fathers, they have never really spent time with a single trans person in their life, and come from an older mentality sometimes and don't always get this or that. But it was kind of a cool moment just being there with everybody, where we were all just hanging out with the guys, and just kind of like seeing that just casual like notion there, even from the older gentlemen who didn't necessarily view the world the way that I did. But even as they're sitting there and they're smoking cigars with my friends Kat and Alex, or Kingsley and Alex.
Yeah.
Kingsley just recently changed his name, and just hanging out, just having a cigar with these guys as if they're any other guys, and just kind of having that moment, just kind of seeing that, as I did a lot of other things in our wedding, where it was like, we had a lot of people connecting with people that they wouldn't usually connect with, and the ease in which that happened in our wedding in many different instances was a really beautiful thing for me, because that's what we set out to do in our community and in our positions, is to bring about a peaceful ease in understanding from person to person and life to life. And it seemed like we had that in spades the whole way through the wedding. And
It was just a really beautiful day of love and acceptance.
Yeah, there was just not a question to it, not in anyone's mind.
Should have been.
You're not
menacing pirate.
I really haven't changed all that much. Since I was like, 16? So there we go.
Food is in the room. Yay!
Cheers.
Fantastic.
I don't smoke cigars either, so it's just
The corner, I'm in a small corner of it like this.
Yeah,
But,
I would say the only stressful moment that I had, it wasn't my stress. It was someone trying to kind of like make me stressed a little bit, or try to make me, hurry up or whatever. It was a couple of times. It was one with the hairdresser, because she had to wait there for me,
Yeah.
because I was downstairs doing the cigar thing.
Oh yeah.
With my
We were
with my
rushing them.
groomsmen.
That was our thing. We were rushing them
So
upstairs.
you were rushing her,
Yeah,
and
I was,
she
because
was
she
rushing
wasn't
me.
done with the girls.
Oh, okay.
She just took a break, like in the middle of doing Amanda's hair and makeup,
Yeah.
and had to come to your hair.
Yeah.
So we were on
Okay.
a tight schedule.
Well, and-
Yes. Whoever is at a stopping point can go do Logan's hair. We're out of time. We have to get.
So that's the thing, is I'm downstairs, and I'd had this. The only thing that I was really doing like ceremoniously with the guys was we were going to go smoke the cigars that actually Amanda had hand rolled
Yeah.
for that day, which was great. And so we went down to smoke those, and I get back up there, and she's like, "Oh, hey, yeah, no, I gotta do this, that, or the other." I'm like, "All right, cool." And so like she's like tense, but I'm just sitting there just having a Jack and Coke, and just. I'm like, yeah, all right, well, let's get that done then. And so just sitting there doing that, and then I'm getting into the armor, and but then our photographer, she was, trying to make sure everything was on point. We were all
on time.
set on our schedule and blah blah blah, and this, that, and the other, and everything. So she's like, okay, well, you gotta be here, and you gotta get in the armor, you gotta do this, and like usual, I'm just like, all right, cool. Let's go do that then. And so like, and I can feel you though. Like we're like
I know.
2 floors apart, and I can feel your tension. And I want to be like, honey, it's okay, everything's good, but like you're just so far away that I'm like, she is freaking out right now that this isn't ready, or this isn't ready,
Yep.
or this person's pissing her off, or that person's pissing her off, and she's having a moment. Like I can feel that. Like 2 floors away, I'm like, I have whiskey.
Awesome. I just wanted to get like a small portrait of you. Okay, let's do the first look.
So I knew that I wanted to be more traditional with Logan. I always had dreamed about the first look being at the end of the aisle and having that wow moment. So I knew that I didn't want to do a first look with him, but I did want to do a first look, and I figured, the next most important man in my life would be my dad and my little brother. So, I hadn't actually planned to add my little brother to it, but he kind of wanted to do it, just to be involved. So we kind of did that. And they had both seen me in the dress previously when I first got it and had it, finally gotten it back and fitted and everything. But this was the first time they had seen me, you know, completely done up and in the dress and in the veil and everything. So yeah, it was really cool. It was a really cute moment. I remember my dad saying that he was proud of me, which was really cool. And my brother's face when he opened the door, he was just, I don't think he had ever seen me in anything quite like that. You know, we do a lot of events to where I'm always in ball gowns. I'm always in, you know, black and red, like, you know, dresses and you know, epic ball gowns. And, you know, I had a lot of people ask me, you know, I'm surprised you wore, you know, white or off-white or whatever the color was at your wedding. And I say, you know, I love, as much as I love black and red and you know, epic gothic ball gowns, I wear them so often, I have so many of them, that I didn't want this to just be another event like that. I wanted this to be different and stand apart and be something that I could only really do one time. So, you know, I went for the more traditional, you know, it was kind of a off-white gold champagne color. And, you know, seeing my brother and my dad's face, you know, when they walked in and saw me in that look that they'd never really seen me in before, it was a really cool experience.
So the armor was absolutely incredible. It was put together by some friends of mine from JA Fantasy Designs, and my friend Jessie. We got to talking about it, and you know, I brought her and Nick on to the Bloodlust Ball and the Austin Vampire Ball, and they were so incredible, and their work was so incredible that I was so taken by it that I had always wanted to be in some form of armor for my wedding. That was something that I always knew. I wanted to come down and have a very old world, medieval, military lord kind of look to it. You know, something that kind of reflected my personality and reflected, you know, our positions within the court and all of that. And I wanted that, but I didn't think it was possible. I didn't think I could do it. And I mean, especially for the kind of idea that I had in my head. One day I'm watching this movie, Dracula Untold, and I see just this gorgeous armor. Now, the armor that everybody thinks of in that movie, when they think of his armor, they think of the stuff in the last part of the film, which is good. It's not bad. I like it, you know, but it's a little beveled and gaudy with the dragons for me. But the one in the beginning of the movie that he's wearing, it's like this, you know, I mean, if you're watching the video, you'll see exactly what it is because I'm wearing it. It's you know, it's just very sleek and form fit, but tough and riveted and got these little designs and the dragons just on the cuffs or on the bracers, and just it looks so perfect to me. Like I looked at that and I was like, that is the armor to just destroy all other armors. Like, there is nothing better than that, and nothing that I will ever find that looks cooler than that. And that to me is my perfect reflection of that. And like I said, I kept thinking about it. And one day I asked Jessie, I'm like, you think you could do this? You think you could make this? And she goes, well, yeah, no, you give me enough time, you know, absolutely. And I was like, oh, okay. She goes, well, you know, how much time? You know, your wedding is when? I was like, December 10th. And at this point, we're talking like, you know, right after the end of October. And she's like, oh, okay, well, maybe. I don't know. But she turned around and she absolutely just blew it out of the water. She shut down her shop until our wedding just to focus on my armor, and spent every day working on it. And at the end of it, just, I mean, I'm looking at this piece in front of me that is just, I mean, it's exactly what I wanted. Mm-hmm. It was beautiful. It was perfect. Every detail was perfectly crafted, and I couldn't have asked for anything more.
This armor is now the supreme power in the universe. I suggest you use it.
Yeah, buddy. Look at that. It's a box within a box. It's a box in a box. What is this? Which way do I do this?
The other way.
Ooh, look what she did. That is fantastic.
Isn't it just?
It is. She's been showing this to you all day, huh?
I went to the shoot.
You went to the shoot?
I was the lighting.
Of course you were. That's fabulous.
Oh no!
I'm all about it. That is beautiful.
Hooray!
Oh, yes.
The eagle is flying.
Come, my little phoenix, come.
Where are we going?
We're going right here. He's on the other side.
That was a really cool moment for me. I mean, because you always dream about that, and you always dream about getting those pictures back and being able to look at the pictures and see each other in the pictures, but knowing that you couldn't see each other, and I was so afraid he was gonna pull me around that corner because he kept joking about doing it.
I was thinking about it.
And he is definitely a rebel, so I was really worried he was just gonna like sneak, or then there's a mirror, and I was like, oh my god, he's gonna see me in the mirror and it's gonna ruin everything.
I tried very hard not to look at any reflective surfaces.
Yeah, so it was really cool though.
And I told you it's really bad for me because of certain bits of training that I've had where
he's very aware of his surroundings.
Catch this or that in this reflective surface to be aware of what's going on around me, and so my eyes naturally dart, and so I had to like just plant my eyes into the ground and just stay focused here to not see.
Yeah. But I told him I didn't want to see his armor, like picture. He was asking me if I wanted to see pictures of the armor, and I said no, I don't want to see it. Don't show me any pieces of it. I just want to be surprised. So, but holding his hand and being able to talk to him, I had missed him so much because like we hadn't slept together the night before. We slept in different rooms. Starting at midnight, we did not see each other that entire day until I was walking down the aisle. So I missed him so much. It was just like, I finally get to be, somewhat near him. And reading the notes to each other was really fun and really cute, and then you with the end part.
But I did.
He'd been joking for weeks, months, that, because I made a big deal about writing the notes to each other and how I really wanted to do that. He goes, you're going to open it, all it's going to say is donkey fart. I'm like, no. I know you better than that. I know you're not going to do just like that would, that would not be good. So like I read the letter and I remember thinking, better not just say donkey fart, I'm gonna be real pissed off. So I read it and it was a really sweet note, and we were having a real sweet moment, and then he did that I love you that he does when he's about to piss me off. He goes, I love you, and I said, I love you too, and he goes, it does say donkey fart. And I knew exactly where to look the second he said that. I turned the card over, and little tiny letters right at the bottom underneath the little copyright thing said donkey fart.
Always pay attention to fine print.
And I was like, are you kidding me? Like, I was so shocked, but not at the same time.
I told you it was going to, and you didn't believe me. Did you think there was any way that I would lie? I don't lie.
Yeah, but you said all it was going to say was donkey fart.
No, I didn't. I said it will say donkey fart.
Oh my god.
I said it will.
So bad.
And you said, no, it won't. No, you won't. I said, yes, I will. It will say that. It will.
My face in the video is so funny. I'm just so perplexed by what's happening. And even Morgan in the background, she's crying because she's like, oh my god, you guys are making me cry. And I'm like, it does say donkey fart. She's like, no, it does not. Yeah, it does.
I don't lie. It's a thing I refuse to do.
Such a dick.
And I told you, if I tell you something is going to happen, you better buckle up.
It was a good moment. It was sweet and touching mixed with some hilarity for everyone.
You still have the card, right?
I do, yeah, I have them.
Thank God.
Thank you.
I would never miss that. All right, ladies. So, got some moment here. We're heading over there. Just letting you know, we're putting 16 people in this, so ladies are going to sit.
And then finally getting going. I know that once I got all the girls and all the guys into the limo from Lux limo, and then my antique limo, and his was there, and he was already in his, and so we had to wait. Of course, I had to wait. It was a waiting game for me. I had to wait until they were gone and he was gone on the way to the mansion before I could even come out of the Driscoll. So finally coming out of the Driscoll, and the freaking limo was on the other side of the street, and they're not gonna turn around and pull, there's too much traffic. So they had to stop traffic on both sides of the road so me and my cathedral length dress could get into the limo. Yep. Which ended up being pretty cool because here I am, this giant dress with this cathedral-length veil, you know, just crossing the street.
It made
like
for a good shot.
to get into the
It
Driscoll, and
looked
like
good.
there's lines of cars on either side that they've just halted. So it was pretty cool. My wedding planner would not let me get out of the car until he opened the door. He wanted to be the first one to see me to open the door. So I'm sitting there waiting, and like his assistant comes out and is like, "You ready to go?" I said, "He is not going to be happy if he finds out you're the one that opened the door." So I had to sit there and wait until Chris, my wedding planner, had time to leave, come out, and open the door for me.
So it was actually really funny because of all of that. There was a long gap.
There was.
In waiting for Daley to come out. Like, people were starting to look around like, did she bail? Like, did we come to this giant vampire wedding of doom for the bride to just not show?
Just waiting in my Cadillac.
And I'm the only person who's not nervous. And like, everyone's looking at me like I should be. And I'm like, nah, man, there's just a thing. Like, just wait. Just like, it'll...
Sitting outside in the car.
It'll be all right. Like, I'm just sitting there like rolling my eyes because like I can feel like Daley's frustration dealing with whatever.
Because I'm watching the live stream on my phone. I'm like, I gotta go in there. And no one is letting me out of the car.
It was so funny because it's like,
oh, it's so funny.
Like, it was like 30 seconds passed and everyone's kind of like, heh heh heh. 30 more seconds passed and everybody's like, heh heh heh. 30 more seconds passed and everybody's like, 30 more seconds passed and everyone's like, I'm sorry, man. Like, I could feel it with their eyes. It was like 2 solid minutes. We're all just standing there like.
We had to keep everyone in suspense, I guess. You always imagine, you know, your dad walking you down the aisle on your wedding day and things like that. And, you know, I was very excited to have that. But at the same time, my mom and I are very, very close. So I wanted to also incorporate her as well. I didn't want my mom to just walk in by herself and sit down. You know, I wanted her to be there with me during the big moments. So I ended up, you know, having both of them walk me down the aisle instead of just the traditional father-daughter thing. So it was really cool. I really enjoyed it.
Who stands before me this evening to give this love and love?
We do.
Do you give her freely and with love?
Yes, we do.
Logan, do you accept her the same, freely and with love?
Absolutely.
Take her hand and come to me. Why think separately of this life and the next, when one is born from the last? But for those who love, it lasts forever. Friends, when we enter this world, we have only ourselves, and most of our journey in life is walked alone. Some of us are content in our solitude, but others are driven by a restless knowledge that another is out there waiting, and that we have known them before. The possibility of this phantom partner tugs at us with all the inevitability of gravity. Each time we turn a corner, we feel their absence as poignantly as if they had departed just a moment before. Through chance, through circumstance, and sometimes through fate, a very lucky few of us find this person, our twin flame, a spirit so matched that their heart beats with the rush of our blood, and their eyes shine with the light of our dreams.
I really want to make out with him. This long spin.
Oh,
fuck it. I was like serious too. I was violent.
Logan and Daley, take these 2 candles. The individual tapers represent your individual lives, the flesh and the blood and the bone of you, as you've lived in this life up until now.
Yeah.
Are your twin souls. Blazing crowns of passion that burn brightly for all to see, while the body of the candle over time will be consumed. The flame endures. Burning individually, each flame is sufficient to illuminate a life, but hold your candles together and you will see how the flames leap up with brightest joy. The fire melds together seamlessly, for it is born of the same spark. And so, your 2 souls. These twin flames you carry in your hearts have danced together for many lifetimes, each seeking the warmth and brilliance of the other. When you come together, your united passion burns as a beacon to all. This pillar candle represents the transcendent union, twin souls burning together as one. Take your 2 tapers and light a single wick as a sign that in this life, you have once again found your twin flame, and once again you choose to burn together. Your twin flames know this truth above all. Worlds are born, material things must eventually fall to dust, but love itself lives on, and it is enough.
We absolutely wrote our own
We
vows,
did.
and it was very strange.
So I worked with Michelle Belanger on our ceremony itself for months. We were talking back and forth, and she wrote the majority of it. I went in and kind of edited little things here to make it more personal to us. Helped with the crowning ceremony and things like that, since that was more personal to us. And then my vows I wrote in October. It was during the Bloodlust Ball. We were exhausted. I was in the bedroom of our huge 2,000 square foot suite while he was still out in the other room entertaining people. And I was laying there and I was exhausted and I had had some to drink and I was trying to go to sleep, and I could hear him still out there, still doing what he does, which is entertaining and making sure everybody's okay, going to each person and making sure that everyone's having a good time. And I sat there and I was just overwhelmed with this emotion and love for him and pride. And in that moment, my vows just came to me. So I sat there and I pulled my phone out and I wrote them as they came. So, it wasn't something that I ever sat down and tried to do. It was something that I waited to have come to me. And, I edited them a little bit as the date got closer, added things, took away things, fixed the grammar up a little bit because, you're drunk and you're half asleep and you're writing vows. It's going to come out a little sloppy. But I wrote all of my vows, and he wrote his 3 days before.
It was 2 or 3 days before the wedding, because I have my best writing ability always comes out when I have crunch time, when I'm at the end of the line and I've got to get it done. Everything flows out. And so I knew that was going to be the case. So I waited and I didn't worry about it. And I figured, okay, if something comes to me, I'll write it down. If not, then I'll wait until this day.
I'm like, Michelle needs your vows.
And so when I realized that I had to get them in right then, I was like, okay, sat down, wrote them all out. And so the interesting thing was that when we got up on the stage and we started reading our vows, we found that
They were very similar.
They were almost
He read
the
his
exact
first,
same.
and you can actually see the moment when I realized that they were almost the same in my face in the video, because he's reading his, and I put my hand over my mouth and I look at Michelle and I'm like, our vows are the same. And she was laughing because she knew, because she had him. She had read him before we had.
I vow to share every part of myself with you in this life and every life hereafter. I vow to share with you every journey, every adventure, every laugh, and every tear. I vow to hold your needs as my needs, your joy as my joy, and your pain as my pain. I vow to stand by your side against all odds and shape the world with you in our own image. I vow to never allow anything to divide our bond and to always stand firm in our combined strength. I vow to hold you, to cherish you, to honor you, to protect you, and to love you for all time. I vow to always find you, to brave any weather, to defeat any foe, to cross any ocean or oceans of time, to stand against any obstacle that stands between us, so that I may always stand with you. While no vow shall ever be removed from this list, I promise I will add more in the pursuit of honoring your love and beauty. This I vow, this I pledge, this I swear. I am yours, faithfully, for all time, and for whatever lies beyond.
Daley, what words do you have for your beloved?
Then it was my turn to read mine, and I already knew that mine were going to be very similar because he had already read his, and so you actually can see his face. And he's, you know, and he's emotional, and we're emotional, and he's crying, and I started reading mine, and his face just like contorted into this, holy shit, how is this reality?
It was a pretty magical moment in that, you know, having just that knowledge that, wow, we are that connected. We wrote the same.
We vowed
fucking
very
vows.
similar things
Like,
to each other without knowing, and writing them months apart. So it was pretty cool.
It was very fun.
To my king, my twin flame, and the love of all of my lives. I vow to live my life at your side, not behind you to hide myself away in your shadow, nor in front of you to dominate you with my own, but at your side as your equal, your queen, and your mirror image. I vow to love not only the separate pieces of you, but the entirety of your being, as the beautiful and complete puzzle that you are. I vow to listen to your every beautiful word, chaotic thought, and grand plan for the world, and support your desire to pursue all that you love. I vow to be your partner in all things, any adventure, any pain, any plans, any loss, any love, any fear, any uncertainty, and every beautiful moment from now to eternity. And lastly, I vow to always find you. In every life our souls are born into, I vow to find you and love you, the same as I do now, with my whole self, endlessly and brilliantly.
Take one another's hands. Look into your beloved's eyes, because these vows... Logan.
Yeah.
Take this ring and place it upon your beloved's finger.
Okay.
As you do so, repeat after me. With this ring,
With this ring,
I seal our bond.
I seal our bond. Better fit.
Daley, here's your ring. Take it and place it upon your beloved's finger. And repeat after me. With this ring,
With this ring,
I seal our bond.
I seal our bond.
Spirit to spirit and flesh to flesh, I weave a bond no earthly power shall destroy. May you walk together as one and live as one, grow as one and love as one. From this point forward, so long as your love shall last. As it is spoken, so shall it be. In addition to their oaths to one another, they have chosen today also to swear vows to the community which they serve.
When we put everything together, we realized that our wedding for us, especially of a day as it is and was for us, it was more than just something for us. It was also it was a moment, a time for reflection on how far we had come, what we had done, what we've built here in this city, and that if we could take a moment to, while having the most important moment of our lives together, also address who we are within our court. And so as King and Queen of the Vampire Court of Austin, we wanted to have a moment that really sealed our union as King and Queen as well as man and wife. And so we had Michelle Belanger, who is a dear friend of ours and one of the foremost authors on modern vampirism, one of the most notable members of the vampire community within the United States and probably the world. Mm-hmm. She performed our ceremony for us and did an incredible job. And when we mentioned that we wanted to do a crowning ceremony, she was all over it. Mm-hmm. And she had everything just completely, written out and knew exactly how it should be. And we read over it, and it was perfect. And so we had that moment, that crowning ceremony, to signify what we were doing within the community, and to show everyone that was there that we were taking this moment out from our wedding to mm-hmm. have that, and to address that, and to vow within that moment the importance of what we feel our positions are and our responsibilities to the community.
The reason for the crowning ceremony is that we really wanted to showcase our unity that is really what the Vampire Court came out of. It blossomed at the same time that our relationship did. And I think that's, a really important aspect, to include, in our ceremony is our community. I see a lot of couples that'll, include their children in their ceremonies or things like that. And, for us, the community is our family. And we wanted to, include that as well as, the rest of the stuff in our ceremony.
May this community, created by their partnership and nurtured through their love, continue to thrive and blossom under their reign from this day and beyond. Logan and Daley, turn and face your people. As you stand together now united, your response will be, "So do we swear." Do you swear as one to give yourselves wholly, not merely to one another, but to your people?
So do we swear.
Do you swear to serve your community as fully as you are able and to move forever forward toward the greater good?
So do we swear.
And finally, do you swear to care for yourselves, both in body and in spirit, supporting one another in your work and setting limits when they are needed, so you may remain strong for all those who look to you for guidance?
So do we swear.
Through these vows, founded upon your mutual love and devotion, you commit yourselves as a couple to the service of your community. May you continue to serve your people as beacons of hope and inspiration, as shining and as noble as the crowns which I shall place upon your brow. By my oath as a priest and in the eyes of the state of Texas, I have the power to bind this union. But Daley and Logan need not bow to any power but their own, And so, to solemnize this marriage, I ask all of you gathered here to bear witness with me and silently offer your own blessings for this happy couple's future. With your vows and with your rings, you are now wedded. I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may seal the union with a kiss. Mr. and Mrs. Logan Daley.
I think one of the biggest crowd pleasers, though, during the wedding was the explosion of rose petals at the first kiss. People are still talking about that, like the pictures and the video and everything. People were just absolutely blown away by that. It scared a lot of our people, I think, because it was so loud. We knew it was coming. And you know, our bridal party and Michelle, Bella, and Jay knew it was coming, but the people in the audience, they didn't know. They didn't have any idea that that was going to happen. And so when we kissed and there was an explosion, like a lot of people lost their mind, like freaked out.
Yeah.
And then once they realized that there were thousands of rose petals
there
falling.
were people that honestly thought someone took a shot at us. Because we've had some stalkers in the past, man.
We had high security at our wedding, but you know.
Like people were worried. They were like, "Oh my God, so and so's here and he took a shot." What happened? But then they see the rose petals falling. They're like, "Oh, this is fine." Okay, everybody's alive. We're good. Okay, cool.
But you can hear the crowd like explode, you know, into applause once that rose petals start falling. And they fell for a long time.
Yeah.
There were a lot of them.
What's wrong with you? I didn't see him. I was like, fuck, is he inside?
Somebody's inside. I'm a bit worried.
1, 2, 3.
I grew up in German.
Okay, hold it.
Have you tried the fingerprints yet?
Oh yeah, that is fucking wow.
Things that I would have done differently, things that didn't really go according to plan. I mean, nothing's ever going to go 100% according to plan. Like, there's always going to be something that messes up. You know, you just have to hope that it's something small. There were a lot of things that went wrong during the wedding that I didn't see until after the wedding. My wedding planner was very good about keeping all the things that were going wrong from my eyes, which I'm very grateful for. I definitely feel like there was a lot of confusion towards the end, and there was a lot of people running around. It was such a high scale, large event that, you know, I think one of the things I would have changed is I probably would have purchased more time at the venue. I think we needed a lot more time for setup, and I think we needed, you know, a lot more time for the actual event itself. You know, we were very rushed trying to get all of our stuff that was important to us into this, you know, time slot. We ended up having to extend an hour anyway. So I think that would have been better planned in advance if we had just gone ahead and bitten the bullet and bought, you know, put some more money into the time slot.
Possibly. Though I gotta say that I think everything took the natural course that it should have. I liked where we ended up at the end with it, and I liked being able to go to Elysium after and party over there and everything. And if we had extended it too long, we wouldn't have been able to do that. And you know, it's one of those tricky things where while you think, okay, yeah, maybe I would have done it differently this way or that, in hindsight, also I don't know, I had such a good time that, you know, while there are things that I can think of that maybe I would, I don't think that I would personally go back and change it, having the memories that I have from it and having it gone as perfectly as it did.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's, you know, you can kind of bat back and forth with it and go, yeah, maybe I would have, but I don't know. I like where we're at.
We're both just such perfectionists that, you know, in like an event coordination mind, we're like, okay, what could I have done? Where could I have put things that would have, you know, been more cost effective or, you know, would have gone smoother. Yeah. But, you know, it was absolutely amazing, and, you know, it was perfect, you know, for us.
So we tried to put a lot of attention to detail into everything that we were doing, and it was important for us that we had just everything that we wanted. And, you know, the people who were at our wedding and the people who were watching it online, you know, they reflected back at us saying, oh, this was great, or oh, I really like that, or oh wow, you had, you know, 24 karat gold champagne, there were gold flakes floating in it. And that was Daley's big thing. She was, I want everyone drinking gold.
I want them drinking
at my wedding.
Yeah.
And so then the cake that I wanted, you know, I didn't even think it was possible when, you know, we were first talking about cakes, but then you know, Daley and our wedding planner were talking about the lovely lady from Cakes Rock. And we were talking about it, and I was like, you know, yeah, because Chris said, what would be your ultimate cake? Because we hadn't really decided on what we want, or what I wanted. And he was like, what would be your ultimate cake? If you could just do anything, there was no budget limitation, what would you do? And I was like, I don't know, big fucking dragon. He was like, okay, I'm listening. And I was like, yeah, like, if I could have like a big dragon on top of a castle, and, you know, that'd be cool. Like, I saw this one dragon that your Cakes Rocks lady did, and he was like, I think we can work something out, and we should talk to her. We should schedule a meeting. And I was, okay, cool, let's do that. So we went in, we sat down, and she's just hanging on every word that I'm saying. I'm like, yeah, big fucking dragon. I went, you know, black and red and wings. I want them open. I want it like somehow to light up on the inside of the chest and the neck and look like he's breathing fire and like just wings glowing and just shit happening. And she's like, yes, we will do this. And she was very excited, and she was just so fucking ready. And so turned around, and after that, I've got a giant fucking dragon cake, and it is awesome. And I was so excited to have that. I didn't think that I was going to have it. You know, I figured, you know, okay, well, you know, she's going to get back. She's going to say it's going to be like $16,000 or some shit, and I'm not going to have a dragon cake. She turns around, she gives Daley the prize. Daley turns back to me, and I'm like, I'm going to have a dragon cake. We going to make this happen. Okay, great.
And it was so funny that she actually, you know, along with the dragon, had a replica made of Dracula's castle, which is where we went to have our second ceremony on our honeymoon in Romania.
Castle Braun.
So having that was even cooler. We had so much fun planning for the food. The food was his big thing. Like he had exactly what he wanted in his head, and we went to like 6 different tastings before we picked the food. And it was interesting because we actually went to a caterer, and we really liked the food. The food was perfect, it's what we wanted. And then the caterers ended up being kind of not very reliable and kind of a little unprofessional.
Yeah.
So what we did is we took the menu from that caterer over to Pascal's Catering, because we love Pascal's, they were great people.
Yeah.
We took the menu over to Pascal's, and they not only recreated it, they customized it. So when we went back in and tried it, it was absolutely everything.
Things that we were told over at other places, no, we can't do this, we can't do that. Pascal's immediately goes, we have the most amazing chef that we just got. He just flew in here from, I don't know, it was New York or France or something. And he said, you know, we've got this guy, and he can do anything, and he can make it 5-star each and every time. He'll make the best of whatever your idea is. And he did everything.
It was so good.
It was exactly what we wanted.
Everyone was like, no wonder your wedding was so expensive. The food's amazing. I'm like, yeah, it wasn't the most expensive part. But yes, the food was absolutely incredible. I liked going places, you know, with you. I liked experiencing the whole thing together. You know, a lot of brides, unfortunately, their fiancés don't want to be super involved in the wedding process. It's just not something they're interested in. But with Logan, he wanted to be right there. He had plans that he wanted. He had the certain things that he wanted to do. And so it was a lot of fun to just be able to say, you know, you want this? Cool, let's do this. And, you know, kind of go back and forth. And I think that's really what
and I think that's the important part of having a wedding, is that, you know, if you're just letting one person, you know, take care of everything and just do this or do that, and the other person is just kind of sitting on the sidelines, well, then I'm actually, you know, I'm kind of worried about a relationship like that. Why are you together if you're not sharing in everything? If you're on your most important day together, where you're announcing, you know, your love for one another, and you're putting it all together, it should be something that's representative of the both of you. And if you can't take that one day, that super special day, to reflect the both of you and be an equal part of that, then, you know, I'm concerned for a relationship like that. See, you know, I always have people tell me that, like, oh yeah, usually the guys don't do this or that. I'm like, oh, why not? Why wouldn't you do that? Like, it should be a reflection of the both of you. And if there's a problem with that, then there's a problem with the relationship. So, I mean, when we did everything that we did, we were just like everything else that we do in our lives. We're there together, you know, making choices together, doing things together, getting things to be what we want them to be, and building our own version of the world. And so that's how we treated our wedding, and it wound up being exactly what both of us wanted, rather than just everything she wanted or everything I wanted.
It was definitely a reflection of us as a couple, rather than just, you know, a wedding.
Yeah, and that's what it should be.
We had to,
the other one, but
like, rush ship this custom Sherwani from India.
Yeah.
And it got here the day before the wedding.
And it was gorgeous. I mean, it's red velvet, knee-length jacket with gold beading and metal gold wire.
Super sparkly.
All throughout it. And I mean, it was just the most beautiful thing. And so, you know, we get all this in time, and just barely, by the skin of our teeth, did we get everything.
And we didn't know if it was going to fit him. We had no idea if it was going to fit. So it was just like, oh, please fit.
And I had almost gotten too fat for it. I just this much. And I was trying like hell to work out for the wedding and everything. I was like, I'm getting a little chubby in the cheeks. I need to tone this down. And so it was a little tight right here, but
why are there always gnats whenever we film?
I don't know. Wine maybe.
Yeah, that's probably what it is.
But so it fit almost perfectly, and you know, I got to just wear everything that I wanted, and she got to wear everything that she wanted, and it just happened to work out. We just happened to find everything, the right people, the right artists to just make everything happen. And you know, luckily we found those dress stores for you, and got everything to work out over there. And you know, in the beginning, you know.
So I always knew that I wanted at least 2 dresses. This was because the ceremony dress that I wanted to actually do my ceremony in, I wanted to be very grand, very large, ball gown style. And for the reception, I wanted something I could dance in, more comfortable, you know, that was easier for me to, you know, maneuver in, that wasn't as uncomfortable or you know, as large, you know, hard to sit in and things like that. So I knew I at least wanted 2 dresses. And then since we were leaving on our honeymoon right after the wedding, like directly after, we did not go home, we went to Romania right after, I didn't want to have to worry about bringing my dresses with me. So I picked a you know, less expensive exit dress that I could leave the wedding in and not have to worry about, you know, hauling my giant ball gown and my giant beaded dress around, you know, Romania. So
that, or even, you know, because we were going to Elysium afterwards.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, having to, like, you know, be there, drag it on the floor of a you know, nightclub.
No.
You know,
not what I wanted to do. So my ceremony dress was a customized Lazaro. It was originally I actually got it at a sample sale somewhere here in Austin, and I got it for a great price. But because of that, it was not my size, so I of course had to have it altered. And while I was having it altered, I decided I wanted sleeves, so we put sleeves on it, and it got bustled and everything. And then the accessories, he actually picked my dress out, my ceremony dress. I didn't want him to see me the day of in everything, but I did want him there to help me pick the dresses out, because I felt like, you know, since we do everything together, he knows what looks best on me, and he picked out the dress that I ended up wearing, and I wouldn't have picked it out myself.
it was the first one that I saw that I knew that.
He picked it out, and I was like, I just don't think this is the one, you know, and then I put it on, I was like, oh my goodness. My second dress was a Maggie Sottero called Sonata, fully beaded. Also got it as a sample sale, so I got it for way less than I would have if I had ordered it. And I actually, when I got it, it was a size 10. I had to take it from a size 10 to a size 2, which anyone that does any sort of clothing knows that doing that with a fully beaded dress is next to impossible. Thankfully, I was my mom's friends with an amazing seamstress.
It was a bitch and a half, but you know, we never say never. We never give up. We never say that this isn't going to happen. What we do is we look at something and we go,
who can I call?
How are we going to get this done? In what way and how quick are we going to get this done? And we find it, and we do whatever we can to get the best price on things or whatever, but we get it done, no matter what. And that was kind of the overall theme of the wedding, was every single time we're like, okay, well, we want this and we want this and we want this, and then we have people kind of looking at us crazy going, you know, you can't have that. And I'm going, oh, but I can, and I will, and you will either be the one that does it, or I will find someone that does not. So
but yeah, the reception dress I loved. It was beautiful, it was sparkly, and it actually matched his reception attire too. We were both very sparkly up on stage, and it flowed well when I danced. And then my exit dress was just a very simple, just above the knee, white and gold, went well with our theme. And I had a nice fur coat because it was a little chilly, but I just got that from Macy's. It was probably the cheapest wardrobe that I had for my entire wedding. And then all the accessories I bought through Etsy sellers, all customized Etsy sellers. So I love working with small businesses. So
The king requests silence. The king has requested some silence. Thank you.
and I'm the BFF of Daley. Thank you everyone for being here. Thank you so much to Daley and Logan's family for putting on such an amazing ceremony. I just moved back from the UK, so excuse my fluctuating accent. It's going to be all over the place because I'm going to be nervous. So I met Daley on New Year's Eve a decade ago, and I was dating a bit of a jerk that she was taking care of. He would get too drunk at parties and call her to pick him up. So she was fully prepared to hate me the first time that she met me. And it turns out that she didn't. So we became close, and we went out every Saturday night, and we bonded dating to? Dancing to Faderhead and Combi Christ, coming up with some crazy dance moves on the floor at Elysium, and shopping till Walmart at 4 a.m. So one Halloween, this guy shows up dressed as Edward Cullen. I bet you still have the codes.
He hadn't seen it.
He had not seen the film at all, but he was dressed like him because he was a hot vampire, so you know. So Daley and I were both eyeing him, but it wasn't until the next time we met that I somehow became brave enough to actually introduce myself to him. And I also introduced myself to Jared, the best man who's sitting there, and some other friends of his. I then grabbed Daley and introduced her to Logan and friends. Logan reminded me recently that I had a glow stick. A glow stick wedged between my breasts. So I thought I'd bring one and make the magic happen again. Sorry, Daley. Not sorry. Everybody go home. You had enough now.
There it is.
Daley, I've never seen you more vivacious than you are with Logan. More alive. You really, genuinely are each other's twin flames. And I'm so happy that you found each other. Really, genuinely. I'm honored to be a part of your lives. And please be excellent to each other. Yes. I love you guys. To Daley and
So I've got this on my phone, so hopefully I can read it. I've been drinking a bit like the rest of you, so. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Jared, and I'm the best man, obviously. I've known Logan for about 18 years. Since I was 11.
Our relationship as an adult.
Yes.
Yes.
So you'll likely hear me calling him Tom, just to force a habit.
Yes.
So just deal with it. I'm allowed to do it. It's my best friend.
He's one of like 5 people.
So Tom has always been an entertainer at heart. When we were kids, he'd spend hours putting together costumes from odds and ends and burning through copious amounts of makeup. Not much has changed.
It's true.
Nearly every time I go to his house, he'd be there on the roof, usually dressed as the Crow. And he even had a few times where he dressed up as Spider-Man and performed at children's parties. I soon joined in on the theatrics and would spend weekends and breaks from school at his parents' house. We'd put on Kiss makeup and spend the whole night just listening to music and jamming out. There's actually a hilariously awkward video of us at his middle school's talent show where we're dressed up as Kiss, pretending to play instruments, singing along to a track from Shout It Out Loud. It's not pretty. Now, later in high school, we were so excited about Star Wars Episode 3 that he rushed custom lightsabers in, and he actually, by hand, stitched together our robes, everything, just from fabric we found at Hobby. We went to the theater that opening weekend. We had all our shit with us. We had a very loosely choreographed fight sequence. We just kind of made it up as we went, but we had a damn good time. We were signing autographs for children in character. We were just living it up. Now, as we got older, life became a little more complicated and we didn't see each other as much. But even during times we wouldn't see each other for months, If I ever needed something, he was always there. We've had many of those late nights fueled by alcohol and nicotine, much like tonight. Just sitting, chatting about nonsense or waxing philosophically about things much bigger than ourselves. Those memories are the ones that stick with you. There have been times where I've had to act as a moral compass and keep him grounded, and I guess there have been a few times he's done the same for me. But you know, that's what best friends do, and that's what brothers do. Now, on to her.
Oh, God. Can't you just stick to Logan?
Now, initially, I only knew Daley as this little blonde girl I saw running around Elysium.
Half naked.
Like a coked out spider monkey.
Oh, my God.
Hey, you told me to say what I was going to say.
That's fair, that's fair.
Now, at first, I didn't trust her. So when they started seeing each other, I was my usual charming self and completely ignored every trace of her existence. Now, she was eventually able to get my good graces by giving me food.
Some people get my good graces.
Like any other animal, I'm suspicious of everyone, but if you feed me enough, I'll start to like you.
Do that.
Now, as I grew to know her, I realized that she's perfect for Tom. She's got a flair for the dramatic, but she's more stubborn than he is, so she's been doing well at shaping him into a functional adult. It's a work in progress. I'm happy that they found each other, not only because now I don't have to be the one to try to keep him reeled in, but because they have a dynamic that works and is strong. So I'd like you all to join me now in raising your glasses to my hetero life mate and his beautiful daughter.
So, first thing I'd like to say, I'm pretty sure everybody's thinking this, guys. It's all south from here. Quite literally. It quite literally is. Well, no south. Yeah, I know. The smart ass from the front. That wasn't as funny as I thought. But anyway, so I just want to let you guys know that, you know, we came into your lives back at the, 3-year ago mark. Layla and I both. And from a community standpoint, the two of you are amazing individuals. We've seen you both grow independently of each other. We've seen some pretty ridiculous stuff, especially with Elysium. But between the two of you, we just want to let you know that the community, the people that are here tonight, are here because you brought them together. That regardless of everything that's gone through your lives as persons, as people, you have this entire room full of people. The people here watching are here because you have brought them there. You are a part of this community. The two of you are the strongest of bonds, and it is one of the most beautiful things that I've actually been a part of, and I thank you, we all do. And we're very happy to have the two of you here tonight. And congratulations to you both.
I love my wedding planner, guys. Give it up for my wedding planner. You made all this happen. Chris from Gala events. Oh my God. It's beautiful in here. So, I'm going to keep this short because I have something else that I'm going to do that is going to more showcase what I'm trying to say. I was raised by two absolutely amazing parents.
Yeah. True.
Yes. I was the spoiled little girl that got everything she wanted, obviously. I had the most amazing childhood filled with family, friends, toys, laughter, love, and anything that I could ever want. And I want to do something for my parents that I've been working on for a while, and I hope they don't know about it. But Chris, if you could, please. More surprises. More surprises! They have no idea. Few people people know about this. But,
I turned to Morgan on stage several times when she did her.
My poor Maid of Honor, man. She was crying the whole day.
she did her bit with for her parents, the video that she put together for her parents, and I looked at Morgan, and because we had laughed about it the day before, and I looked at her, I said, "You're gonna cry."
She had already seen it, and she cried when she watched it, and then
she was like, "I'll be fine," blah blah blah. And so the day comes, and then she, this is all playing on the screen, and she starts like welling up, and I looked at her in straight Dane Cook voice. I go, "You're gonna cry," and she lost it, just gone.
Yep.
Tears are flooding.
She was crying.
Couldn't
she cried
stop
hard during it. It was pretty cool.
And I looked out into the audience at Catherine.
Oh yeah, she was a mess.
Her best friend since childhood, and I told her we had the same conversation. And from, I want to say it was like 200 feet away, I looked at her, was able to lock eyes with her from 200 feet away, and go, "You're gonna cry," and she goes, and just loses it.
It was a big surprise for my parents because, it was something that I always wanted to do at my wedding, but I didn't want it to be like look at the slideshow of us when we were babies and look how cute we were. And, I wanted it to be something that was personal. And because my dad has done some work with Taylor Swift, and I'd seen that video and I was absolutely, amazed by it. And I was like, oh, and we look so similar. When we were young, we had, very similar, hair and a very similar childhood, that the lyrics to the song matched up so perfectly. I'm like, this is gonna be a piece of freaking cake.
I have a theory that her dad was sneaking around, and that Taylor Swift is actually her sister.
My sister, whatever. Don't start weird rumors like that. But to put that together, and it was really cool to do, and it was actually fairly easy to get the videos from my parents and sneak around behind their backs. They had absolutely no idea. I showed my brother a few weeks before the wedding, and he knew it was coming. He was like, "Oh my God, they're gonna cry. Why would you do this?" But it worked really well. My dad and my mom both were bawling their eyes out during the video, and I even started crying because it was just a very emotional day. But it was a really cool moment. You made your mom was bawling the whole day too. Everybody was just crying.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I got it.
That was fun. I try to do everything that I can for what I consider important emotional moments, just unrehearsed. And so, when I knew that I was going to have to give a speech to my parents, I was like, I'm just going to stand up and say what I say. I'm going to let that come out as it needs to be. I'm not going to try and write anything out in advance. I'm just going to, do it heartfelt. And so that's what I did. And that ended up in a lot of crying. So, yeah.
I wanted to thank my parents. They're right here, front row. These two lovely people in this corner of this table. The two most incredible people I've ever known in my life that, to say that we've gone all through the spectrum would be an understatement. When it comes to ups and downs and love and quarrel and everything, but the greatest lesson that I've learned from my family of having everything that we've had and doing it that way, of having that is, they've taught me what family means. And for many of you sitting here tonight, you don't know a lot about my family, but I can tell you a few things. I can tell you that my immediate family are some of the most tenacious, incredible, resilient people that this world has to offer. That that I spent my life knowing every single end of the spectrum of human existence, from absolute poverty to absolute wealth to everything in between. And through it all, I watched these two people do things that many would consider impossible. Now, I always tell my mother that she doesn't have as good a memory as I do. And she'll argue that point with me all day long.
Yeah, she will.
She will. But I'll occasionally pull out points and I'll reference things that she'll look at me, or my father will look at me, and I'll go, how do you remember that? I remember my father, the first time that we lost absolutely everything after he was vice president of Neiman Marcus in Fort Worth, or in Dallas. His father was Newport Beach. Sorry, he went back and forth. But his grandfather was Fort Worth. Or his father, my grandfather. I remember after all of that, I was 5 years old and seeing my father in a Peter Piper pizza hat, delivering pizzas. Captain of industry one moment, delivering pizzas the next. And you know what he did is he turned all of that around, and we moved into a rent house when I was 5 years old. Had a gorgeous big house, and then suddenly had nothing. And we moved into a rent house, and I watched him every single day, and he would go and he would do every single thing to bring our family back to the point that he thought that we deserved, and he did it. And I watched my mother, someone she was a professional in every sense. Professional singer, professional actress, professional in every sense. The absolute notion of a lady who she toured with Bob Hope. She was Miss Texas, 1969 to 1970. She went to Vietnam and with the USO show. She did amazing, great, and gorgeous things before I was ever alive to see any of them. And I watched the two of them show me what it was to absolutely love another person, what a relationship should be, what family should be. And each and every time that life threw us a curveball, they smiled. And they accepted it for what it was. They gave everything so that way I could be here today and I could find the love of my life and have what they have with one another. And I wouldn't have this without you. I couldn't be this without you. I wouldn't know what it meant. I couldn't understand the concept of it without having seen that from you. And I think it's a rare and beautiful gift that few people can ever say that they've had. And sitting in front of me right now is a box, a wooden box that was given to me by my father 2 nights ago. That was given to him by his father. A rare vintage of wine that he picked out well in advance and gave to my father. He said, you have 2 bottles, and I expect that you'll have 2 sons. And he did. It's what, in 1977? Is that what it was? Yeah. And he picked that out, and he gave it to him. And he said, I want you to give this to your sons on their wedding day. And my father, he told me, he said, you can choose what you do with this wine. He said, you can take it, you can sell it, it's probably worth something. Or you can drink it on your wedding day, the choice is yours. And so I'm going to drink this wine. And I can tell you that there is with the exception of the love that I have been given by this beautiful woman here, there's never been a single gift that has meant more to me in my life than this box of wood. So thank you for that. And thank you for being everything that you've always been to me. And if I can stop crying for a half a second, then I can move on to something else, which is that through my entire life, you have done everything that you can to show me the world. They sent me to France when I was 15 years old, so I could get some culture under my belt. And it worked. Now I'm a big bop. Daley and I, we've done some talking about what we could do for you, because you've given me everything, and you've given us everything, and you put me in a position where I've become the kind of person that can go and I can enjoy the world with the person that I love, and I can go to romantic and exotic places because of the lessons that you taught me and the ways that I've used those to become who I am today. And so when we return from Romania, we want to do something for you. And we would like, if time is allowed and willing, that we may have the opportunity to send the two of you on a cruise in the Caribbean. So you may have your own vacation that I think is well earned and needed. I love you too. Ladies and gentlemen, if you could please raise a glass to my parents, Belinda and Thomas Henry Barnett.
Yeah.
Fourth. Thomas Henry Barnett, Belinda, Gail, Myra Barnett. Thank you. Cheers.
I'll drink to Dad. I'll drink to myself. I'll drink to Dad. And I'll drink to my son and his bride. Oh, God. Why did you make me cry? Nobody can tell me.
These two have done the most incredible work that I have ever fucking seen here in Austin. They got me to love Austin again, and I am happy to have them in my life, so.
Let's give it up for the amazing Michelle Belanger, who put on an amazing ceremony for us. One of the most influential individuals in the vampire community came all the way down here to perform our ceremony. That means more to me than I can't even express to you. My mind is blown, so thank you so much.
I would say that the decision that we had to make for the most like snap to get something done quickly, not sure how we're going to pull this off moment, would have to be our dance.
That's right.
with our dance, all right, so we had paid for all of these lessons.
Custom choreographed dance routine.
Yeah, for a full choreographed routine over at, what was
Fred Astaire?
Fred Astaire Academy here in Austin. And they were amazing, but we were so busy with everything that we were doing that we didn't have time to go to all of the lessons. So we didn't get all of the practice that we needed for the dance. And especially the week before the wedding, we were so jam-packed with everything, we didn't even have time to practice it ourselves. So here we are on the day of.
We're just married.
realizing
We're
the
married
fear.
and we're sitting in the back and he goes, are we gonna do this? Or are we just gonna say fuck it and not just dance, just, not worry about the choreograph? And I said, you know what? I have a feeling that we're gonna get out there and be in front of all these people and we're gonna rock it. It may not be the exact steps that we've been practicing, but it's gonna look badass. And it did. Apparently everyone was very impressed.
Well, we managed to pull off something in the middle of it, because the thing was that we were supposed to, we had just this small section of this dance, and this was the dance that they had planned out for us. But then after that, we were gonna just do some, kind of repetition of some of the things that were in the dance, box steps and things like that. But we were so unprepared for it that what we had to do was we had to just kind of focus on what we knew, get it as right as we could, and then after that, because we hadn't prepared for this, we didn't know what to do after. So what I did in the middle of it is I kind of looked at her and I looked around and I gave her a mental
everybody come
thought.
dance with us.
I was like, is this cool? And she she gave me the mental connection, and I was like, all right, cool. So I just started waving everybody else in. I'm like, yeah, no, just dance with us, sharing the song. They're like, no, we couldn't. I'm like, just come on.
Get the fuck in here.
Just get on in there. And so our wedding planner, he looked at us after everything was done, and he goes, wow, that was just so perfect. I don't know how that happened. Everybody just kind of started flowing in and dancing with you. I'm like, yeah, how about that?
It took a lot of pressure off us, instead of just focusing on the dance moves, and we could just focus on each other. We did our dance, it looked great, and then it was time to just focus on each other. So I think that went really well.
with Logan and Daley.
I just want everyone to take
I don't like being in the middle of this circle.
just one moment, because I know that weddings happen every day.
Lipstick all over my face.
That love is true and eternal through billions of people across this planet, but I want my bride to remember this moment forever, and I want everyone to just take a moment and just to look at how stunning. I want to say one more thing, is that I always imagine my wedding in 100,000 different ways, and every time that I imagined it would change slightly, different things would move in my mind, but one thing that I always knew is that when it happened, I would find my absolute soulmate, my twin flame, the one part of me that I did not have complete in this world, and that on this day I would drink this wine. So, thank you for giving the one moment to me that I always absolutely would have. I love you, and I just hope that you remember this as deeply and vividly as I always will. This is to you.
When we left the wedding venue and got into the limo, it was a complete decompression.
It was. It's crazy.
It was, holy shit, that's all done. Oh my God.
We actually did it. We actually did the shit. It was crazy.
Like it was the first moment you got to just like lean back and just go, oh, okay. My feet hurt, my back hurts. I'm not yet drunk enough. Wow, holy shit, we did it. We don't have to worry about the timing anymore. We don't have to worry about the photos anymore. We don't have to worry about anything anymore.
Now it's time for honeymoon.
Now it's time to get drunk at the club, to go back to the hotel, to get more drunk there, to order room service, lots of bloody room service, and then to fly out the next day on a first class, gorgeous flight to London, which, oh my giddy odd, British Airways has first class like you wouldn't fucking believe. It's insanity. What
the price is also insanity.
The price is also insanity. But you know,
very nice. It was a very nice way to.
They have beds. The seats turn into beds, and they come out and they put a mattress topper on the thing, and then they make your bed like little Mary Poppins, because they're all just happy and British. And just like every one of them, just a little Mary Poppins. Just, oh sir, can I go ahead and make your bed now? Can I bring you some tea?
I was happy the whole time, and like everyone was so pleasant.
We have some excellent things on the telly here. If you'd like to switch over to that, we can bring you out some nice Earl Grey, and we'll make sure that you're very well accommodated here. Oh, by the way, we have these set of pajamas. If you'd like
nothing to do with the
if you'd
wedding.
like to wear your pajamas, and just you can go ahead and change over here in the loo, and we'll just we'll give you these, and it's a lovely little table folds out, and you can just set your clothes there and get nice and changed, and then by the time that you're back, we'll have you nice snug into your bed, pillow tops and all, have you.
And then we'll bring you dinner.
And then we'll bring you dinner. We have a lovely 3-course selection tonight, so we should.
I miss it so much.
Like, can I just live on that plane? Could we just I just never want to be anywhere else but on a British Airways flight, just ever. Could we just stay there and just have them take care of us?
But it's still
No, that's totally the wedding. That's the that's the aftermath. That's where we took off to. That's exactly what we did as soon as we left. And we jumped on that plane, and it was beautiful. It was comfortable. It was amazing, and the food was amazing. And it was a hell of a way to just like we were pampered from the moment that we left
to the moment
the wedding to the moment that we returned, and so it was a lot of fun, and we got to really enjoy each other. And I think that's the important part of a honeymoon, is just to enjoy your partner and just be there and have that time and make it special. And we got to do that. So that was fun.